Hello, welcome to the very first video of the Fort Awesome World Tour. I am going to show you around the town of Spawn today and try and narrate this entire thing. So we start off by taking an overlook of the entire town, and this is the very first town that was built in Fort Awesome, and in fact where we spawn as well, so that's where it gets its name. Bit of trivia for you there. The town of Spawn. This is where we spawn nowadays, but we used to spawn over in this house, which was in fact the very first house built in this entire world, and in fact built on survival mode back before we used to play on creative. So this was very much built for purpose. Not the best looking house, but it lives here as a memory of what used to be. Here on the world we get a lot of visitors, and here's one of the houses. Just popped in the town of Spawn there, next to these little houses here, which are some attached houses, trying to replicate something that you might see in everyday life. These are complete with interiors, which not a lot of the houses in this world do have. It's not something we're the best at, but every now and then we give it a go. And, well, they're not the best, as I said, but we give it a go and try and make the best of worst thing. Another example of a house here. Not exactly in keeping with any sort of theme, but this entire town doesn't. It's one of the nicest things about Spawn. They're just houses dotted around. It's a nice modern looking house here, which would probably be the closest thing to a theme of this town. This was built by somebody, and we sort of took inspiration from this and built a couple more. Smaller but modern looking houses right in the middle here. So one of the larger looking buildings in this entire town is this building here, which is sort of meant to look like maybe a New York or London apartment complex. It consists of 4 different houses, 2 of which are offices and 2 of which are houses. And you can see inside, this is one of the offices on the top flat but lower floor, and here's the upstairs of that, and here's next door. The nice little kitchen and utility, and its bedroom. Now right above Spawn we have this commercial airline plane. Not exactly built after any particular model, but sort of just glad that it looks like a plane. It's something I built myself. I'm pretty pleased with this one. If we take a look inside, it of course has an interior, complete with a kitchen and staff area as well. Now next up we got this church, complete with a graveyard. Before this was here, there was in fact a different church here, and a slightly worse design, so we ripped that down and rebuilt it. Put a little graveyard in with a crypt, exterior walls, and it just looks a lot nicer than the original. If we take a look inside, now we take a look, probably the newest building in this entire town, the Tudor looking house. We had quite a large area once again to fill, and we decided we wanted one massive building. And since the docklands are next to this, we wanted something that would blend the 2 towns together. So we went with like an old-fashioned looking house, and this is what we were left with. And if we take a look inside, this is probably my favourite interior in the entire world, mostly because of that little range there. An old-fashioned looking kitchen, got a reasonably modern looking area here, and I think anvils were just released when this was built, so gives you an idea why so many have been used. Just about under the jurisdiction of Spawn is Pig Island, and this acts as a piggy bank for all those blocks that we can't get, such as dragon eggs or mushroom blocks, just in case we ever want to build with them. If we head over to the east side of town, we have these colourful looking buildings. These are reasonably new in comparison to the rest of the town. Obviously built with stained clay when they first came in. We went a bit crazy, built a load of houses with them. But quite nice looking, I think. It adds a little bit more to the town. Some normal looking houses. And I'd like to think that the interiors inside are a little bit better than the previous ones. Here's the upstairs, complete with an ensuite. I particularly like the detail there with the clothes pegs. And there's quite a lot of these colourful looking houses inside the town. I won't show you the inside of all of them, because they're reasonably similar. But we try to add a bit of variety to the shapes and sizes of these houses, mostly using the colours, obviously. My favourite of all was probably that purple one there. Really like the size of this one. Now, just before the stained clay came out, we were obviously building in this area, and if stained clay didn't come out, more of these buildings would probably have been seen. These slightly strange shaped houses, maybe 1950s ultra modern houses. So Spawn is situated right next to the ocean at the south side of the world, and here you can see a lighthouse for all those ships that may want to come here. Here is at night time. Kind of grand, kind of nice looking, nice bit of light there. And finally we take a look at the Colosseum, which was probably the second thing built in this world back when this part of Spawn was a desert. But it's a nice addition to the town. It's built as a fighting arena, and as you can see it's complete with redstone, way back before we knew what we were doing with that. So that's it, everything to see in the town of Spawn, but only the tip of the iceberg in relation to the rest of the world. So I invite you to watch the rest of the series, and thank you for watching. See you guys.